method generator jensaba nti singa naba nondeddwa njagala akakiiko k'ebyokulonda bano tukole amendment smart campaign oba campaign zo ku mitimbagano ekisooka ziri cost effective ne mukuza arranging ne monitoring nti bwe muta abantu bagende ba meeting abantu ebyadda kiri costire nnyo sente nyingi muteeredde abantu ne balowooza nti balina okubasaba be babeetaaga ekirala temuwadde bantu mukisa kwogera abantu bajajinga message ennungi mu kulembeze kuba asinga okuwaayo oyo gwe bakonsideringa nti embaka omuki abantu batunda ebibanja abantu bali mu mabanja abantu batunda ente n'amayumba gaabwe ne beewola ne balyoka bavujjirira abalonzi kati nonze ngamba nti akakiiko k'ebyokulonda tusaba omulundi ogudda tugenda demonstrating n'okubalaga ebirungi ebikalimu nti senga tugenda mu smart campaign tuorganizinga ku mitimbagano egimanyikidde gya radio oba TV omuntu n'olonda omuntu ng'owulidde byayogedde bonna bye boogedde ne bababuuziza ebibuuzo nowanda muleeta abakulembeze ku floor of parliament ng'eyadda tamanyi wadde kyakkola akati akakiiko k'ebyokulonda nze mbeebaza nti gwammwe mugukoze naye naffe bannayuganda tugenda kwongeramu amaanyi okwamplifyinga eddoboozi eryo nga tukozesa amakubo amatuufu ng'emitimbagano nti tubagamba senga muba n'omutimbagano nga ogwa Facebook TikTok oguli official noyogerera eddakiika 10 no demonstrating engeri abantu balina okulondamu akantu ako kagenda viral kalabirwe abantu 3 z'abannayuganda osobola n'okumanya nti abalabye bali mu Uganda ti bameka bwe bati abalabye basajja bakazi abalabye balonzi si balonzi osobola n'odetermininga bagumba si bagumba nobeera nga information yo gy'osindise mu bantu okakasa etuuse ku baki you can gauge that digital transformation yes ndi mumativu kwavaawo mpitewo tunyonyola abalonzi nammwe abeesimbyewo twagala nze munaaba munonze ngenda kubabeerera akati k'ekibiriiti tuteme luxurious and exorbitant benefits z'abannabyabufuzi bano n'abakozi ba gavumenti kuba abantu balowooza buli omweri eri omulyo kyova lavaawo mpitewo twebuuza nti benefits zino zisikiriza abaana baffe ne bajja nga bayiika amalusu buli omu kubeera MP ngolo bakavubuka kakatandika okukolimamu ajja kubeera MP omuntu akoze bizinesi ze ne zitabukatabuka ayagala kweddabululirawa mbwa MP so tugamba tutaka tukinogera eddagala emisala gy'abannabyabufuzi bano gikendeere ojja n'emmotoka yo teri kuddayo kuwa grant
ng'olondeddwa
bw'olondeddwa nga actually omuntu yena okwesimbawo olina otulaga olina emmotoka eyiyo obeerawa permanent place of abode obeerawa ate kirina okuba nga wobeera wali mmanyago nga wabwesa n'ekitiibwa mu ekyo ekifo kyoyagala okukola ki okubeeramu ekyokubiri tulage okola mulimu ki osasula emisolo olina okutulaga olina turnover ya ki tax clearance certificate okimanya abo abantu bonna basinga okwesimbawo tebamanyi na misolo kyeki bawa message nti okusasula omusolo bantu babanyigiriza mwami Museveni sede zonna atwala uwe bantu babi nnyo ye message abantu gibawa abantu tukusuubira nti bw'oba ogenda kujja okwesimbawo olina okuba nga gwoli upright okusooka oli exemplary n'ebirala n'ebirala simanyi obudde bwange bweddeyo
kufunye bulungi naye maybe finally nga nzire wa mwami Bukenya so you Kampala Central gy'ogenda okukiikirira mu parliament ya Uganda abantu baga nti bakulabye ng'okuba rallies yes okonye ku smart campaigns do you think it has been effective?
Yes, I consider nondeddwa emirundi mingi nga the most viral constantly appealing candidate not only ku level ya Uganda but even internationally. Reason being my message has been disseminated to the population clearly. The advantages have been that even in the event you've missed whatever I was airing out, even at your bed rest, your free time, at workplace, you can revisit and even listen to the message. So my message has sunk into the population. That many Ugandans. I completely go against disruption of businesses, loitering around over our youth, wasting time. How do you pay them? Bagenda ne bakuŋŋaana emigonjo egyo ne bakola effujjo ebyeddala tubagamba n'okuleeta abayimbi kukale abantu bajja ne bakuŋŋaana mu basombye both opposition n'abaffe ebyeddala kasatulamu akadodi bwe bati abantu batabuka omutwe batuuyana omukulu agenda otandika okwogera ebyamagezi nga baawunze dda era senga otambula mu biseguuso ebiri awo emizinga giri omwo biki ne bwe baddayo n'obabuuza bwe bayogedde ki twalabye Kenzo twalabye gundi okitegeera so tugamba abantu baffe bwe mwetaaga okusendinga information mu abeesimbyewo beetaaga bali soba nga bali calm kati nze mbasanga waka workplaces omuntu n'awuliriza at his cost.
Kweyanziza Mwami Bukenya ensonga ya invalid votes again ekomyewo wano mu kalulu akaggwa ka 2021 nabadde ntunulira alizati nga bwe mwazirangirira nga Mwami Museveni yawangula yafuna obululu obusinga obungi Mwami Kyagulanyi n'addako namba 3 obululu baddako obungi awo bwali invalid. Lwaki ng'akakiiko mutudde ne mukola assessment ne mulaba kino kiva ku ki obululu okubeera obungi obufudde kireke kubeera mu kalulu ke tugenda mu kulwokuna?
Yes, webali nnyo Bwana Adam Kungu. Obululu obwonooneka butukwatako is a cause for concern kubanga kiba kikyusa ekigendererwa ky'omuntu. Omuntu asituka n'ava waka ogenda okulonda gwe tusomesezza tutegeeza olunaku nga bwe tukola kati kiba kirungi kiba tumanyi nti n'ekigendererwa kye ayagala kiggwere mu ddoboozi lye okuwulirwa kuba kalulukere eddoboozi nti njagala Mwami Bukenya ng'omubaka. So it is a cause for concern era nga tunoonyereza ku kiki ekiviirako obululu obumu okulangirirwa nti bufu. Kubanga bwe tumaliza okulonda tuddayo tufuna ekiseera mu mateeka nga bwe tukkirizibwa tudda ne tunula ne mu boxi ezo. Ensonga ziwerako eziviirako obululu okulangirirwa nti bufu naye ng'okusingira ddala abamu kwe kukozesa obubonero obutakkirizibwa kukozesa ku ballot paper. So obubonero obukkirizibwa mu mateeka buli bubiri bwokka osobola okukozesaako kamu akayini tik oba ekinkumu. Tubadde mu kusomesa ensonga lwaki engalo yange eriko ekinkumu. Batubadde mu kusomesa eriko ink eriko bwino. So sebo sinnamaliriza kulonda sebo mba kusomesa balonzi naye abantu oluusi baleeta obubonero obulala era abatulaba balungi njagala kutunula mu kamera mbategeeze nti bannange mwewale ekikolwa ekyo. Waliwo okukyamuka n'ojja ku kakonge n'ogamba nti oyagala nnyo Omwami Bukenya ku kakonge n'ogenda n'ompa akalulu bulungi nnyo kuba bino tubirabye then n'odda ku Mwami Bamwine naye candidate tuli mu resemu n'omusazaamu ako oba omaze okukatta n'ogenda ewa Mwami Luzi n'ogamba nti ono yayogera byessayagala n'omusazaamu n'otuuka ne kwadda mu Kungu. Abantu abamu weewuunya ne gye bajja obudde mu boxi omwo mu sanduuke oba mu baafu eyo gye tukozesa okukola ekintu ekyakalulu kaba kafudde. So n'obwewandiika obuwandiisa ekigambo yes ndowooza tukuume ekintu ekyo kyokka. Waliwo ebigambo ebimu bye twogera abantu abamu ne balowooza nti oba
lwaki bwe kityo because that's what I need to understand.
Okusomesa kubeerawo Bwana Kungu.
Lwaki abantu bandibadde bakola ensobi ng'ezo
wabawo okukyamuka
ate mu bungi nga si
wabawo okukyamuka waliwo n'ebirala ebiviirako naye kimu ku by'okwekozesa obubonero bukyamu. Ekifaananyi kyempadde kyekimu ku bintu ebyatukwasa ennaku nga tulaba omuntu azze ng'ayagala candidate we n'amugolola bulungi nnyo naye nga ku kakonge kuliko bakandidates abalala 5 bonna n'abasazaamu. Akalulu ako already kaba kafu. Olina okuteeka choice yo ku candidate wo yekka. Bw'oteekamu bw'ointroducing oba bw'oyanjulayo enkola endala yonna ku gundi okwo obeera okase ate nga tusomeseza ddala omulonzi paka ku ssaawa esembayo. Bakandidates bano abeesimbyewo muganda wange yatugamba nti tukube ebipande kituyamba naye era ebipande byendabye kuliko akayini ako kiraga ki engeri omuntu gy'alonda. Bakandidates abeesimbyewo already balaze nti londa bwoti. Ku ballot paper yennyini tuteekako akabonero ako. Omuntu atasobola kugolola bulungi ne tumugamba jangu n'omuntu ayinza okuyambako kye tuyita assisted voting. Ebyo byonna bikolebwa kugezaako kulaba nti obululu obukubibwa bubalibwa ne liba ddoboozi erituuka. So ndowooza wabawo okukyamuka naye waliwo n'ensonga endala ng'ovuddeko eyo waliwo akalulu akamu ke nalimu ke na supervisinga ekyennaku olw'okuba toyinza kuyingira kuyingirira muntu ng'agenze kulonda oli najja nga anywedde ddala ng'aweddemu baali bavubuka nga balonda nga n'ekalamu ekankana bweti era oluvannyuma mu kubala obululu nalaba nti be bano abavubuka abazze mu kikungu basuze banywa bakyamuse kandidate yabatutte ne basula nga banywa bazze balemeddwa okulonda obulungi ensonga endala kwe kuba nti nno abantu abamu oluusi bayisaamu inki ono bwino n'abeera ng'agenda mu parties ez'abacandidates babiri nekibeera kizibu okusalawo oba badde ayagala Bukenya oba ayagala Mwemba Mwine so oluusi obululu buvaawo naye nga okusomesa kuno tukwongeddemu amaanyi era tugamba n'abakozi baffe nti ne ku lunaku lw'okulonda ku ballot paper kuliko mark of choice abantu mubajjukize then omuntu atalina busobozi akkirizibwa okuleeta omuntu amuyambeko agolola akakonge ako so ekintu ekyo kituyisa bubi buli kakonge kakubibwa ssente ate buli kakonge eddoboozi buli ddoboozi erifiiraawo lituyisa bubi nnyo nnyo era kituyisa bubi ng'akakiiko
tikikkirizibwa abakozi bamwe staff bamwe presiding officers polling something okulonda nga tukunatandika to demonstrate okulonda okulungi kufaanana kutya
kikkirizibwa era gwe gumu ku mulimu gwa presiding officer gwalina okukola nga baggulawo station naye okubanga abantu bonna tebabaawo buli bwabaawo omuntu akakonge era alina omujjukiza nti akakonge kano okozesa kayini oba inki osobola okukyekolera oba tosobola funa ebirala bye tuze tulaba waliwo n'abakikozesa olw'okuba tubalira mu lwatu mu lujjudde waliwo n'abantu abamu ng'ekigendererwa ky'omulonzi kitegerekeka bulungi nnyo yataddemu oba kati buti bwati nga teyakagolodde nga bwe kali naye nga kati naye olw'okuba nga tubalira mu lwatu mu mateeka gaffe abamu oluusi gurupu nelwangezze nekozesa amaanyi negamba nedda ekigendererwa nga kituufu ddala nga mu buli ngeri kayitawo naye olw'okuba nga etteeka ligamba bwe lityo tukkiriziganyiza wamu nebagamba nti ako kafu so waliwo betwagala ne mu mateeka noza bitunuulibwe okubanga waliwo obululu oba oli ng'akozesezza kaddooti inki akutemu bwati n'atatekawo kinkumu kyonna n'akola kaddooti naye nga kaddooti okalaba nti keeko naye ne bagamba nti nedda takozesezza kinkumu so obululu categories zaalinga almost 11 ze twalaba naye nga zezimu ku bintu bye tweyongera okusomesa naye nga muganda wange bwabuzizza ne ku lunaku lw'okulonda mu lulimi omuntu lwategeera tusuubira abakozi baffe okuba nga babajjukiza n'engeri gy'ofunyamu akakonge kano kuba ate omu akafuna bw'ati n'ateekako bwino ate n'akafunyamu mu ngeri bwino n'ayiika owa candidate omulala nedda oba olina okukafunyamu busimba bwoti lengthwise so ebintu ebino bye biviirako obululu bwaffe okwonooneka ng'ogasseeko n'ebirala kubanga categories zetwalaba zaalinga almost 11.
Okay, thank you. Njagala kujjawo nsimbi zino atulaba ku NBS TV tukyaliko NBS Eagle oyo gw'owulidde yamyuka omwogezi w'akakiiko k'ebyokulonda tukola ku nsimbi dakiika ntono nnyo tujje tweyongere tovaawo.
Get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Omumanyi wa Salamu TV wa 2026 ayongeddwamu ebinnonogo abantu bongera kumwesunga gano masavu ate nga kookya anti ku luno wakutalaga ebitundu ebyenjawulo ebitundu byonna ku luno tuli bakubitabaala aba northern western south western central aba eastern mutulinde baba tuli mu kkubo tujja tuli mu njira n'abalala mwenna omumanyi wa Salamu TV yafuuse national competition mwenna tujja batuukako tuli mu kkubo tujja ku kitundu gy'ova era teekateeka okufuuka omumanyi wa Salamu TV owa 2026. Bino biralamuuko fumba omutwe anti gwe gukweyimirira onyweze enjuyi zonna eddiini ebyensi n'ebirala ebiba bitambula mu kiseera ekyo. Tandikirawo kati okwewandiisa zidde okunywa. Omumanyi wa Salamu TV wa 2026 oli wakwewangulira hijja, emmotoka, pikipiki, ettaka, TV n'ebirabo ebirala. Tomoonyi baaba.
Wherever you are, no matter the time, get a front row seat to Uganda's road to the 2026 general elections. From rallies to debates to breaking updates about your political candidates, AfroMobile brings it all to you live and in real time. And here's the best part. With the MTN Plus AfroMobile data bundles, streaming has never been easier. For only $4,000 a week or $10,000 a month, you get both streaming data and your AfroMobile subscription in one unbeatable package. No more excuses. So, streaming got non-stop. Download AfroMobile today.
An extraordinary moment when everyone that matters is at the table. It's a collective voice for Ugandans with clarity as we deliver Uganda on January 5th. Uganda People's Defense Force, Uganda Prison Service, Uganda Police Force and the Ministry of Internal Affairs join the national conversation as Spotlight UG lights up the relationship between security and maintaining human rights. This Sunday, 11th of January 2026 at 9:30 p.m.
Influence is more than followers, it's impact. At Next Influencer, we connect brands with the right voices through a thorough vetting and discovery process. We onboard influencers with hands-on workshops that build skills, unlock real opportunities, and fuel professional growth. Brands find the perfect match, influencers get dignified jobs, and audiences experience authentic stories. This is where influence becomes value. Next Influencer. Create, discover, connect, influence.
St. Marcelino, where every child begins a new journey of discovering growth and belonging. A school that invests science, innovation, and technology in learning. The state-of-the-art facilities, St. Marcelino's artistic scene makes it one of a kind, with a fully stocked library, computer lab, and modern hubs for learning. Co-curricular activities such as baking, swimming, chess, ballet, modern farming, tailoring, and a variety of ball games.
Building on our legacy of excellence, we proudly introduce St. Marcelino Montessori International School Matuga, enhanced with a Montessori and international approach. For more information about our schools, contact us on the numbers on your screen.
Marcelino! Marcelino, we are always moving together.
Unlock an exciting new fueling experience with the Texol card. With this card, you can pay for fuel fast and conveniently. Enjoy an exclusive discount on every liter of fuel you buy and earn reward points that you can redeem for exciting prizes. Transform your fueling experience with a Texol card. Available at all Texol Energy stations. Texol, reliability redefined.
Okay, tukomyewo kulikayo mkumbulako kuteesa naffe message ogisako X ne ko social media platforms endala okozesa hashtag NBS Eagle nja kuba ndaba enteesa yammwe ku nsonga gye tukubaganyako ebirowoozo. I can see a number of you doing that already. Naye nga mu byonna twagala bajjukiza nti tukume mirembe. Let's remain peaceful. Oyina eddembe okulonda omuntu yenna gw'oyagala kuba president, kubaka wa parliament, ku bifo bya local government. It's your right. N'okusalawo kukwo kubanga future gye twogerako emyaka 5 yange naawe n'omwana wo n'abantu bo. So Uganda tuyineemu tetusobola kukkiriza ffe bennyini kugyesaanyizaawo. So tusigale nga tuli ba mirembe, tukole choices zaffe naye tukuume eddembe. I choose peace UG ye hashtag gy'oba okozesa okwongera okubunyisa message ey'okukuuma emirembe wakati mu kalulu kano. Waliwo anagambye thanks for serving the country. My question goes to the spokesperson of the Electoral Commission. I heard that they have the right to denominate candidates even up to January 14th, and yet there has not been enough sensitization. Doesn't he think that there will be many spoiled votes because you might find someone like Walukaga still on the ballot paper, yet he was removed? Kayemba Medi alindeje Kibutika yasinzira doza omutegedde bulungi. Ivan, yes? Yes, Ivan agambye wanante. My message to fellow Ugandans is that we should keep peace during these elections, because if it's General Museveni or Bobi Wine or Haji Munyagwa is declared winner, we should remain peaceful because our stability is key to our development. Ye Ivan ali kukalebe. Well, ojja kumwanukula oyo mwembu Kenya eddako, but twegaddwako Honorable Mubarak Munyagwa Mugati gwa Bata.
Candidate.
Yes, omu ku bavuganya ku ntebe y'obukulembeze bw'eggwanga. Sebo tukwaniriza. Saawa esoose tuba tutunulira general overview ku kalulu nga bwe rather campaigns nga bwe zitambudde. Oli direct mu kalulu as a candidate otambudde eggwanga. What do you see? Gw'olaba ki?
Abatulaba mbalamusizza muganda wange kunzikiriza nkutereezeemu enjovu nagamba enjovu bwefa ku kyalo toddamu kubika kamyu. Omuntu wabeera president atoddamu gamba honorable ebito biddamu. Gamba tukyaza president Munyagwa n'okomaawo.
So wafuuse da president?
Natusimanyi kizibu kyo. Omuntu bw'amala okubeera nze ndi party president, ndi presidential candidate aliraikira okubeera president wa Uganda, ekitiibwa kiri ekyobwa parliament kikumenyera bwereere.
So president kyogere mu context ki presidential candidate oba president w'ekibiina?
Kyonna gwe kyoshaga gukozesa ekigambo president osevinga obudde bo n'obwaba tulaba tutambule. Nsanyuse nnyo okundeeta ne baganda bange bano muna NRM Fred Bamwine omwogezi w'akakiiko k'ebyokulonda ne muna independent candidate wa Kampala Central muganda wange Abraham Ruzi.
Campaigns. What's your general take nga bwe zitambudde now that we have about 3 days okugenda mu kalulu?
Suubira eno ye campaign y'ekibogwe gye twakasooka okubeera nayo. Ekibogwe since 2001.
Temukoze kimala nga ba candidates?
Asiga nti tukoze kimala naye ebiddawo tebyenkanankana. Indeed nze nzibaddemu zonna naye kyeyolesero nti Dr. Besigye tazikawo. That's number 1.
So kibogwe otegeeza ki? Nti temugjeyo nsonga nkulu kikyoyita kibogwe?
NRM etufungamyeko nnyo tujoze neyita nawo etukozeeko buli fujjo buli kineyita nawo nti ebiddawo tebyenkanankana kituufu. Dr. Besigye tazikawo. However naye ekituyambye kiri kimu wadde naffe tubadde nnyo tetadde mu maanyi gasusse nnyo naye NRM nnafu. Kakati ffenna side ne side tulinga omuzibe n'ow'ettulu nti akalulu kano nakugamba ntambudde district 89. Actually yesterday natambudde ey'ekyenda. Stambudde nnyo kubanga ffe twageraageranya resources zaffe nga tetujja kutambulira ku pace y'abaana abasajja ba iPod. tugamba tudde mu program ya ECN tukyuseemu tugende tusinga okuba na interest kalulu kano bw'okaasa esinga obulungi tekuliko ba candidates ali laikire kuweza bitundu 5 ku 10
ne candidate mu 7 tabirina anaba wakumeka ekyo si kikulu kubanga bwana abanga yasoose nenga talina bitundu 5 ku 10 it will not be of help to him tagenda biweza nera nsubira ke kaluke tugenda okusooka okufuna akalulu akenzivuuno labibya ako munundi ogwokubiri Fred mulaba aseka ne Fred yewunya that's his problem Fred commissioner officier wali parliamentary avenue supervising abara disinga ali mu Kampala nze natambudde district kyenda tuyina research teams nera so okizude nti candidate Munyagwa candidate Museveni candidate Kyagulanyi n'abalala nkudira mutebali ayina bitundu 5 yes 5 ku 10 nera kyatuwadde amaanyi ogamba why kaluka nengeje kataliko muwanguzi tukakuume nera fe twina nera nva mu power 10 ondaba abembalala mbade mumbuza coordinator abekasese mutusasire but by Monday evening mujja kwenda mutegedde ba coordinators sazeewo tukakuume tugezeeko kulanga na fetna DR forms Honorable Munyaga yes, wewunyisa really because gwe mwenyini wali ku TV1 notuga nti oyina district za Uganda mu watuuka abayo nga bakuga bogera kimu candidate mu 7 noga nti nga bagati genda n'okugenda fwano mu 7 ya kimala kati ugambo yemu ake nagamba zewera butonotono waliyo nakugamba yali rubirizi go alage bifananyi nera ne banvuma nti ogambo otya nti rubirizi bagala museveni mugambo liyite mujikiriza all district museveni president museveni yakumira emabega ezikyamwagira nero lawe ne baganda nga banupwe bagenzeeyo nabo babaddeyo di ndabye nabo waliwo district of course so kyali rubirizi no waliwo district of course president museveni alina kwa upper hand kati ngerubirizi nabewunya kubanga erubirizi yemu ku district esinga okuba obubi oba abanda bawano nini ntukanga tebagana kuwuliriza you see nga byogera tebagala biwuliriza nga walaba yabakumira emabega kati jezirizo naye nkulayira tezimwa 50% plus 1 vote erubirizi ebyo bawuza ijana halizana 10 ku 10 yaba chigache yes izana kuizana tejamwa 50 point but you see naba wagizi be narembe nyina bagira president Museveni obalanga amanyi gabaweddemu bagamba kisuse so tuliraikire ogena muvuno labibya yasovola ba for wagizi wa common man's party tubulabe nga bujja kuba bwa mugaso etusala to retrieving DR forms zonna tubere nazo tomanya waliwo ebikyalumira byolaba mu nteekateeka ya exercise gye tugenda mukulu okuna nga candidate nga akakiko ebyokulonda yes ekisooka actually nja kwogera ekintu mwekanga nze obululu bwonna mbubaddemu naye omulundi guno electoral commission yali yagezaako okwetereza eri munda ewaabwe obutafaanana kuga bwe baali munda beeterezaamuko naye kati eno ebweru ate nekibanga kikyabalemye nti abantu baabwe botuka ku headquarter electoral commission waliwo sanity naye bokkirira ku ground eyo ba returning officers baani osanga ba Fred Bamwine nsonyiwa abwenjogera Fred Bamwine omala context mwenjikozesa bakada b'NRM nga bakyawa ba returning officers ebiragiro ku ma district nakyabakozi ba electoral commission kyayoleka mu kunominating abantu ekayunga bali baganya okunominating a candidate wa Bale constituency kyali netagisa okusooka okubira headquarter naye nga abali awo yali Mr. Kalangwa chairman Mr. Kalangwa the chairman NRM Kayunga nga bali awo batadde obunkeeke ku returning officer so electoral commission nze I strongly agree ekyuse nnyo munda wali ewaabwe ku kitebe bwebatuukako bano ba Paul Bukenya abaani obalabira ddala ngaolabira dda ekintu ekiri systematic kye bategese naye wansi bakkiriza NRM esigale nga infringinga ku mandate yaabwe so simanyi lwaki babakireka bulesi oba babukenya bano batya NRM simanyi kye bagityako naye kyandibadde kirungi nti electoral commission eveeyo yeyongere
okwasatinga obuyinza bwayo Kalulu. Bagambe kobewo NRM, kobewa ki, kobewa police, kobewa ki goberera amateeka g'ebyo.
What makes you think nti teri agenda kuwangula Kalulu kano outrightly? Teri kuweza bitundu ata because bado tunulira wano Akalulu akagwa mu 7 yawangula n'ebitundu 5-8 ku buli 10. Mu Michagula inafu bitundu 3-5 ku buli 10. I'm wondering what makes you think that will not happen this time round.
Abo nabasa babiri.
Basse.
Bonna bese basalise sibe bali. Luli kyabanga kiti. Nti luli bali President Museveni Honorable Kyagulanyi. Nga bavuganya nga public yonna obwongo ebutade kwa candidates bameka nakugamba luli ateka nchikudiremu. Ojja kwekanga nebina mu bimulanga ebitona abantu obululu bwe bugenda okufuna olwalero President Museveni okitibwa Kyagulanyi basse bonna babiri mwakavuye bakakolera wano bonna honorable Mwine ne basomba n'abanupu ne basomba ne bafunamu bannamawulire abali galibo namungi w'omuntu yeeyiye ku kisaawe egindi namungi w'omuntu ye naye
otunenya kulaga abantu kyetulaba ku
anti kulimbibwa namungi w'omuntu yeeyaza atya lwaki basi temuziraga
ne zote tulabyeko namungi wa muntu
anti face police yaffe
nga bwe tumulabye ku rally za Mwami Museveni ne Mwami Kyagulanyi
police yaffe tukola organic small meetings bwe tugenda mu districts ona tukola meetings nga 21 nenga buli organic bantu 2-5 tugenda vamu togede n'omutwalo gw'abantu nga gwa district yeyo naye wano babatimbye ebbula namungi w'omuntu yeeyiye wano namungi w'omuntu azze wano kibuza omukombi mune mukozesa ebigambo by'Oluganda ebyo bisasamaza kati omuntu n'alowooza nti kawedde ddala kali mu bantu aba mugenda kwekanga maidia ogenda kulaba obululu bw'olusaniya ku ngootye
lusaniya olulwo
yes simbo ogenda kulaba obululu otye naawe otye yes
we're rating otya at the moment at least I know you can say noga nti okusinza ku kyenda byo nga ntambula obuwagizi bwange buli bwe buti out of 100 ndoza ntekemwa I don't know we're rating otya
jakuba nerangiridde kubanga bano tebakkiriza
no sagala werangiride
no ndi munnamateeka Paulo Bukenya ali wano ajja kubuuka wano agenda agambe Munyagwa yerangiride nga tuli ku TV therefore tumudenominating akugambye ekyambe bakyakiyina mu ngalo bakanga kuminanya bakyajjamu abalala be baagala bonna so naye nkutegeeza nti tulina obuwagizi nga sitya without fear of any contradiction obuwagizi bwa Common Man's Party buli mu double digits osobola okukinyonyola abatulaba 10 and above 11 12 20 meka double digits
and the same applies to other candidates
like yes ngambi tewali aweza 50 nera mugenda kwekanga nsekerera abantu bwe kyali bwe kite Congo omusajja president aliko yajja mu Kalulu nga bamulabanga bwe balaba Common Man's Party kati ye president ebibalo byagenda okugwa nga ye president
Felix Chekedi
mugenda kwekanga nera ntunulidde Honorable Bamwine nga seko obulingo obunafuya ne musasira ne musasira
kajjemwa Mwamba Mwine yes awulidde mwami Munyagwa but also n'ensonga gitukonya katono eya kibuzo kyembuza mwami Bukenya eyetteeka eryogera ku meters 2 n'abakalambira nti tugenda kubeerawo even the other day naye mwami Kyagulanyi ngaga nti okusinza ku ndaba ye akalulu ka 2021 okwateekebwa mwami Bukenya tekasobola kumuwa buwanguzi naga nti kati mubeerewawo nga mumaze okulonda mu meters 2 mukuuma akalulu kaffe okutya kuli erimu ab'ebyokwerinda
njagala kusooka kuyozayozamu muto wange mwami Munyagwa kubanga levo gyatuuseeko si nyangu the mere fact that you are nominated as a presidential candidate otamuwa kitiibwa ki oba oli omulyazi amanyiza
oba omutidde buti
really kitiibwa nkimuwa he can be a command in the chief.
Do you feel him as Team Yoweri Museveni?
I don't need to feel him. Mwami Kenya bamuwandiisa is a presidential candidate.
Eriani yabatadde ku muliwulira.
Era nakati bw'anaabanga n'okulonda nga kuwedde ng'agenze ku mukolo takyali Mwami Munyagwa oli. Ebintu bya Katonda bwe bityo bibeera ali musaddala. Ujja kwekirembi nti nabbi tabeera w'amaanyi waabwe
nge bamuzaala
kati bwoba oyinza kumulanga ng'omunyego wa bulijjo takyali era entebe buzibaawo nga mutuuse ku mukolo bwasooka
twali ku nsonga wali
ekyokubiri sikanya naye enkuba bweba egenda kutonya olaba ebire kati bwogeyogere kya 50+1 nti President Museveni ayinza butaweza 50+1 oba oyerimba wekka kubanga waliwo obubonero
bwe buliwa
obubonero
yenna mungi w'omuntu ono gwayogedde
sinawako kumutuukako obubonero ennaku zino naalabya ba NRM boogera n'abakulembeze baabwe ku buli kyalo balina abakulembeze 6 so abakulembeze 6 buli kyalo times 72,000 villages kikuweereza abakulembeze 4.5 million babatumye
6 baavuddewa kubanga gamba 3
balina 3 b'ekibiina balina basanga I don't know how it happened nti abakulembeze ku byalo byonna aba women council aba youth council baali baabwe so when you add them they make another 33 so batumye million ya nyene ekitundu nti buli omu abaleetere abantu baaba kati lyale wadde ng'oli mukulembeze wa Kibogwe ku kyalo ne bakutuma abantu 3 bakubula just 3 kitegeeza nti bubaleeta 3 you are in about 13 million. We are not talking of any other campaign. Twogedde abakulembeze ba NRM 6 mu 3 ku kyalo times 3. I mean, first of all, we multiply 72,000 times 3. That's about 13 million. Now, register Mukurono, 21 million. So if you have already leaders 13 million, you are above 51%. It's a simple calculation. It's not rocket science. About Babu Gamma Mukuremza Tabantua. That's what to and that is simple mathematics. So
already tugenda mukulonda nga muyina abalonzo bukadde 13
through the structure. Through the structure. Na totadde ku campaigns endala zonna. But I'm trying to show you one small element of leaders. Kati ebya campaigns ebigenzeemu. So at least I'm sure as a scientist, scientifically as an intelligence officer, million 13 zinoonya kalulu ka Museveni.
Nene Munyagwa ina power 10.
Ayinza kuba ati ani agiganyi.
Ku buli kyalo.
Simutawanyi, simuganyi. But I'm trying to tell you scientifically, bukinabanga kiwedde, there are over 13 million. Don't be surprised. I've told you the calculation.
Okay.
Ekyo kimu ekyokubiri, Munyagwa yamwebaza akyali mubiri, if wishes were horses, hey, even beggars will be riding. You see, people, if you are not honest, ngatuli wa mazima. Abavuganya NRM, kibiina kyokubiri kyamanyi kivuganya NRM, kusinziira ku bano abakulu abawandiisa abantu. Ku bubaka bwa parliament, they fielded 52%. So you have 48% of the country.
Balina abantu.
Balina abantu besimbyeko. Sigamba nti bagenda kwangu naye basimbako busimbi. And since that time, I think about 30 has also gone out. Either through electoral commission or benyini nga bewandikidde nti ffe tuvuddemu. Obuka bubonero bulaga nti already more than half of the country eri mu mizannyo mikono gya NRM. Kati mwami Munyagwa saagala kumala maanyi. Naye ngezaako kumulaga aleme kulwala pressure yabwe.
Wajja kuba rerun.
Anti kati bwetabaawo tatalwala pressure yabwe. I think twina councillors as they are supposed to be 12,500. About 3. ekibiina ekyamaanyi ekiriddiridde NRM kyalwana nsimbako 24,000 out of 12,500. Muyinza sikiriza mu byamagero. I've told you at parliament, I've told you at village. Ogenda ku sub counties out of I think 2,400. Barwana basimbawo 65. Kwegamba all the levels of leadership. Tiwaliwo obali kumpi at least half nowhere. Kati obubone bunkugambye nti 50.1 gyalowoozako ebeera mu birooto. Now kino bamwami Kenya bayinza butakyogera naye nze kyogera. The law says nti bw'omala kulonda osobola kubeera meters 2 kusigala ngo omuntu talinga kaluluku. Naye nga bunaakunyonyodde. First of all, mu Uganda tulina decentralization policy.
Decentralization.
Yes.
Your Presidential Elections Act.
Kubuza mu bantu. But security was not decentralized. In all the laws of this country, ebyokwerinda byasigala mu mikono ya government ya wakati. Now kijja kusinziira mu kituyita security estimate, intelligence estimates. Intelligence eriwo eraga ki nti abantu baba ku mitaazi 2 waliwo obuzibu bwonna oba bayinza kubaawo. Singa obubonero bujja nabulaga nti abantu kubeera ku mitaazi 2 kiyinza kuleeta emirere embi, then
security will disregard the law.
It's not really disregarding. It is their responsibility to secure an election.
And where does it leave the law?
The law is there. But you cannot vote in a hostile environment. Gende Sudan kubakalulu. Sudan wano Khartoum. So bamwami Kenya ne team ye ne ba polling ne ba candidates agents, they have to have a secured environment. Abantu bakabakalu katwala wata nesinga basobola kubawo nga tewaliwo mirerembe. There is no problem. So it will depend on this intelligence estimate. Nienze nandyagadde ku abantu amagezi kubanga nabyo wadde tugenda byamateeka manyaki practically you have Kamocha Green Valley from A to B or A to Z. These polling stations in most cases ziri mu kifo kimu. Now you have an average of 400 per polling station.
And then urban areas vary even up to 500.
Okay. Let's take an idea.
They don't exceed 500?
Don't exceed
polling station is
we split them up.
Now, let us take an average.
Abasingo bungi bali about 500.
Yes.
Urban areas may reach the 500.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's take an average of 400. You have from A to Z polling stations in Muchifundi Chechimu. Now, the A to Z, how many was it? From A to Z, there's about 5 or 7 polling stations in one area, times 400. Ogamba nti abantu 2,000 basigale nga bayimiridde the whole day. Who is going to secure their boboka nga tebalwanaganye boka? By the way, kuno kulonda sikwe kusose mu Uganda. Kuva 96, no kuva mu CA, ntugenda 96, ntugenda 2001, ntugenda 2006, 2011, 2016, 2021. Kuno kulonda kwa 7 mu Uganda. So tutugenda kulonda okukora ko mpira mpya. How have we been managing our elections?
Mwamiruzi wano wembagalo giremu. Bunoziko muri ogusose nga tulonda. Lwaki ensonga ya tusigalewo nga tumaze okulonda tuddeeka.
Netonzikiza kawuzi. Wanende se ninkamaliza.
Evuddeyo nnyo mu kaseera kano. President wa NUP Mwamukyagulanye yakalambira agamba abalonzi be balina okusigalawo, security akakiiko k'ebyokulonda bagamuddeeka mukomewo sawa okubala. Why is it a very big issue now?
Omanyi nze ndi scientist. Tulina kye tuyita stimuli, kyekintu ekisikiriza omuntu oba ekisolo oba ekiwuka okukisemberera. Okugeza ekitangaala bw'oba oyagala okukwata enseenene osooteka nekitanga ensenene ne zijja mu administration n'abakulembeze abatukulembera tubawanya amagezi okukozesa okulowooza okwenjawulo naddala ng'ogenda oleadinga population ennene osobola okwogera statement by nature of human psychology obadde okimanyi nti bw'oyogera ku kintu ekirungi ebiseera ebisinga abantu tebakifaako era tebakigoberera naye kasi toyogera ku kantu oba oliawo akatalina nnyo makulu ate abantu bakalemerako ddala abantu ne bajeema ebiyada ne weereetera ebizibu so mu public administration abanaddala babyokwerinda bakikozesa nnyo omulabe ne bwaba w'amaanyi atya tosobola kwogera statement nti omuntu w'amaanyi kuba osobola omuwa amaanyi ne yeeyongera n'abasirikale bo bano n'obanafuya ngenda kudda ku ekyo nga nkugamba nti bulijjo tulonda era mwami Museveni n'awangula era neewunyiza nnyo muganda wange mwami Munyagwa wagamba nti tagenda weza bitundu kakati bwogamba nti balonde deeka nga osinzidde nti abantu bakubanye enduulu ebweru bakabanje biki to me I consider that as a nonsense kintu kitono nnyo omuntu okutukangakanga kabanje nga kitegeeza mbu kukola fujjo.
What do you consider as nonsense?
Omuntu okulowooza nti bw'ogamba nti kabanje kitegeeza ogenda kukola fujjo n'okinterpretinga bwoti nze ndowooza abaleeta ekyo ekirowoozo nti kabanje kakole bwoti it is nonsense bulijjo era okabanja mu mbeera ya bulijjo abantu baleke tubatulage bagenda okukabanja so tetukiwa muliro titukiwa maanyi nga bulijjo abantu tekyetagana kwogera nti bw'omala okulonda ddeeka kuba badde oyaga baddewa bulijjo balonda baddawa titwetagana kumanya oba bagenda mu loogi oba bagenda kusigalawo nga beevulunga azilonga balimu distance ekkirizibwa constitution nze sirabawo na business ya kudiscussingako nze ngamba oluvannyuma lw'okuleeta ekigambo ekyo nti londa ddeeka kiyinza okuba kyajja mu spirit nnungi nti abantu bakyantinga okukola effujjo kati ffe nga security tulina kuteekawo maanyi kuziyiza ekyo nti omuntu yenna ne tulabula toleeta olugezigezi ku polling station bw'oba otegeeza kabanje ekola fujjo kagera kujjuutuka something like that awo badde abasirikale abana ne tuga nti waayi tulengedde twongereko babiri 10 bameka 14 then ne tusaba n'abeesimbyewo nti buli omu ategeeza abantu bo ekigambo kabanja kibeere kya mirembe si kyakuleeta fujjo so nga ze kyeŋŋamba abantu babaleke bw'oba babeerawo as long as bali mu distance tekirina nnyo mulaka.
Ensonga eno ereme kujja abantu ku mulamu omukulu kubanga ensonga gye tutunuulira y'okuba nti twagala abantu benyigire mu kalulu participation era tubategekedde ng'akakiiko k'ebyokulonda ekigambo kye nayogedde nno kikulu era ndowooza baganda bange bajja kukenziganya naye kuba bannamateeka nabo tuli nabo polling station kifo kiri gazetted mu mateeka ekifo ekiri gazetted kifugibwa amateeka waliwo amateeka agakirungamya era nga bwe nayogedde polling stations tetulina poloti kwetolola eggwanga ezimu tuziteekana mu mpya z'abantu era mu compound ya Guni Stamunyagwazi compound polling stations zino zifugibwa amateeka era waliwo ebiragiro byetukuwa ng'electoral commission nga mwe muli okuwa ebbanga eryo ly'okuuma ate olusi n'ebbanga eryo nalyo era zisigala lifugibwa kuba amateeka nga muganda we yagambye tegavaawo twalo bye tulabye mu kulonda kansubire tetubikole naye nga mu kyenjagala n'okugamba ekikulu ennyo tokola kintu kijja kuviira ku polling station y'okutaataaganya n'akalulu kasazaamu ebiri bye njogedde ku invalid oli najja nga ayagala nnyo candidate we n'agamba njagala nnyo Bukenya n'ampa akabonero n'atuuka ku Bamwine n'amusazaamu n'atuuka ku Luzi n'amusazaamu akalulu ne kafa bwe katyo naye kyembadde ngamba nti waliwo okusomesa kwetugagala okuteekako essiira nti neeyisaayo ku polling station ejja kukola kikulu nnyo okumaliriza akalulu kano bulungi mu mirembe then twaluŋŋamizza nti okubanja akalulu kano bwe tumala okulangirira ebivudde mu kalulu buli agent beera ne agent olaba candidate tubagamba buli candidate abeere ne agent candidate zenga electoral commission yamanja balo declaration of result
mu interpretation yammwe ey'okubanja eriki nti kabanje kyekijja mugongo obwa mu bulumuli
sagana kugenda
kubanga abakabanja beba agents
twakolako dda ekiwandiiko okugundi era ne kireeta ensonga nyingi naye twalungamya nti osobola okusaba fomu kuba fomu eyo yiyo is your right to have it naye tetugiwa buli muntu ali ku polling station tugikwasa agent gwe tumanyi butuufu ajja gituusa ku candidate n'olwekyo I think ndowooza bacandidates balwanire nnyo ekintu ekyo kulaba nti polling stations balinako ba agents abasobola okututuukirira mu butongole ne bafuna ebiwandiiko ebyo ate ne ku polling station mu mateeka tulekawo declaration of result form mateeka okujjako nti kati waliwo bifo ebimu nga tolina nawe ogitimba awo oluusi n'akavuyo akabeerawo abantu baali bakyamuse oli n'agikwakkulawo naye ne mu mateeka ku polling station tulekawo guniamu so okukuuma akalulu tukitunuulire nga tumanyi nti no kakuumibwa ba agents
obuvunaanyizibwa mu bukomawo nga akakiiko kuba byokwerinda owulidde Munyago akoze wano allegations nti mumu ku bulwe tubeeramu aba security ba interferinga n'emirimu gy'akakiiko k'ebyokulonda
wowa otuvunaanyizibwa kulonda naye ebyokwerinda birina ekitundu kinene nnyo mu kulonda era omuntu atalaba kitundu kya byakwerinda mu kulonda aba atatunuulidde kulonda kwennyini goni ebyokulonda biba bitambuzibwa twatandise okutambuza ebigenda okukozesebwa mu kulonda ekyasoose okubuuzibwa ebyokwerinda biri bitya bikuumibwa bitya so ebyokwerinda biri ku mitendera gya njawulo era ebyokwerinda buvunaanyizibwa bwa poliisi ebitundu ebimu n'ensi ezimu tetusobola kubwogera amannya olw'amateeka agafuga enkolagana z'amawanga oba bannaffe abalemeddwa okutegeka okulonda olwokubanga tewaliiwo byakwerinda bimala so ebyokwerinda kitundu kuteekateeka akalulu ate era newankubadde lwaliwo abantu abamu abatayagala kutunuulira bintu mu ngeri eri scientific baganda bange bakoze bulungi bagaye nti badi scientific waliwo research ezikoleddwa nga abantu bafuna obuvumu okujja mu kulonda nga balabyewo ebyokwerinda ebimala ekyo nakyo tukoze research zino tuziraba nti ate bwe baba tebalabyewo byakwerinda baga nti twalabye agavubuka nga gakuŋŋaanye wali tetusobola kugendayo eyo bwe tuba tutunuulira factors ezaffectinga turn-up mulimu n'ebintu ebyo abakyala baga nti nze sigenda kugenda mu gundi zino kubanga siri sure abaana bange bagenda kubakuba omwami wange bagenda kumukwatirayo ebintu bwe bityo so tutunulidde ne reports nyingi nnyo so bwe tulungamya nti ebyokwerinda bikulu ndoza owetaaga olaba ekifaananyi ekinene
musobola ogamba ku byokwerinda singa baba basuse balina okukoma
mu kalulu kano ke tubaddemu waliwo bye tulabye obukubagano wakati wa bacandidates n'ab'ebyokwerinda era kikoleddwa kwe kubayitirawo mbagirawo mujje tutunulire ensonga zino lwaki tulaba ebifaananyi ebifaanana obubi ennyo bwe biti ebitutwaza ng'eggwanga ebijjamu ne gundi bireeta ebibuuzo ku kalulu kaffe era bamawulire babadde babeerawo ne mu meetings ezo ntuyita poliisi ku level eya waggulu n'akakiiko k'ebyokulonda ne ba candidates ne ba agents n'ebiwandiiko ebiwandiikiddwa ndowooza ekyo kiraga nti no waliwo ebikoleddwa ku byokwerinda
njagala kumbulamu but ogambye and rightly so nti poliisi yevunaanyizibwa ku byokwerinda mu kalulu do you get concerned omulaba abasajja ab'amagye mu kalulu
poliisi mu structure yaffe y'okutegeka akalulu gye tuyita lead agency sirina kwogerera poliisi engeri gyekwasaganyamu ebitongole ebirala naye tumanyi nti
namwe bakalabaalaba bakalulu kandi bakateekateeka mumanyi nti poliisi be bavunaanyizibwa ku byokwerinda nga tteeka
era wabawo ensonga poliisi
mulaba ab'amagye bano ng'abakakiiko k'ebyokulonda do you get concerned and say hey kyekigenda mu maaso
ne tuyita poliisi kyekyo kyenkugambye ne tubayita nti mujje mutunyonyole waliwo bye twalabye tutategeera ebyavuliddeko okukuubagana bwekuti ne bwekuti mujje mututegeeze era poliisi gye tuyita kubanga gye tumanyi
okay kale ku NBS TV tugenda kujjayo nsimbi naye nga twagala kujjukiza nti akawungeezi k'olunaku olwaleero ku ssaawa 3:30 wano ku NBS TV tugenda kubeera n'abogezi b'ebitongole ebyokwerinda mu Spotlight UG okwongera okukubaganya ebirowoozo n'okwogera ku kyokunyweza obwesige wakati waabwe ng'ab'ebyokwerinda wamu ne bannansi naddala mu kaseera kano ak'ebyokulonda tugenda kuba n'ayogerera ekitongole kya poliisi ACP Rusoke Kituma ajja kuba omulaba oyogola ku screen ajja kubeerawo nnyo wano. Again tujja kubeera ne Major General Henry Masco ye Chief Political Commissar wa UPDF ba Uganda People's Defence Forces. Again tujja kubeera ne ayogerera ekitongole ky'amakomera mu ggwanga SCP Frank Baine wamu n'akolanga omwogezi w'eggye ly'eggwanga Colonel Chris Magezi sawa 3:30 leero wano ku NBS okuyisiramu katono nti aboogezi b'ebitongole ebyokwerinda ngambye Rusoke Kituma mwogezi wa police, Major General Henry Masco Chief Political Commissar wa UPDF, then Frank Baine mwogezi wa ekitongole ky'amakomera kosa ne Colonel Chris Magezi akolanga omwogezi w'eggye lya Uganda. That will happen tonight sawa 3:30 mu Spotlight UG. Osobola okuteeka ku mitimbagano kati kyolowooza ku byokwerinda ng'okozesa #Spotlight UG, #Spotlight UG. You can start the conversation now nga bw'olindira ekiro ku sawa 3:30 abakulu abo bonna nga bali wano tubabuuza kajjoji w'ebibuuzo. Katuwumulemu katono tujje tweyongere tuvaawo.
We're kicking your year off
In all her glory.
with more because we got you.
You get it?
We got kicks. We got scores. We got action. We got roars.
It's my specialty.
We got drama. We got fun. We got more for everyone with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
New Tusker Premium Cider. Crisp, delicious apples crushed and blended to create a unique taste explosion.
Every story matters, and every creator deserves the chance to tell theirs. Next Creator is built for storytellers, from filmmakers to digital creators, a space where ideas grow into powerful content. With green screens, state-of-the-art equipment, and expert training, we give you the tools to dream bigger and create bolder. From films to music videos, digital stories to cultural moments, this is where vision meets opportunity and where creativity turns into dignified job opportunities. Join the community. Tell your story. The world is waiting. Next Creator is here. Get ready to create what's next.
Running late? Don't panic. With just one tap, Faros gets you there fast and stress-free. From big moments to everyday rides, Faros keeps you moving. Need a quick ride, a family car, or even a border? Faros has you covered. Faros, reliable, affordable, always there when you need it.
Looking for a household cleaner that truly delivers? Meet Apple, the antibacterial cleaning powder for bathrooms and surfaces. Apple is formulated for 3-dimensional cleaning. It's a scouring agent that scrubs off dirt and stains, a germicide that kills 99.9% of household germs, and it works with water to wash everything away, leaving your bathrooms and ceramics hygienic and sparkling clean. Keep up hygiene standards without breaking the budget. Switch to Apple today. Apple is available at supermarkets and convenience stores countrywide.
In a digital world, not everything is what it seems. False stories today spread faster than truth, leaving us all wondering what's real. Disinformation misleads, misinformation misguides and spreads confusion and fear. Dismiss, a campaign to help you think critically, question wisely, and verify thoroughly. Join us. Let's build a more informed Uganda, one truth at a time. Dismiss, inquire, verify, confirm. Together, let's fight fake news.
Wherever you are, no matter the time, get a front row seat to Uganda's road to the 2026 general elections. From rallies to debates to breaking updates about your political candidates, AfroMobile brings it all to you live and in real time. And here's the best part. With the MTN plus AfroMobile data bundles, streaming has never been easier. For only 4,000 a week or 10,000 a month, you get both streaming data and your AfroMobile subscription in one unbeatable package. No more excuses. So, streaming got non-stop. Download AfroMobile today.
Before the headlines, there's the quiet work of confidence. The faces you trust are styled by the hands we trust. Because beauty isn't just seen, it's felt. Alaya Hair and Beauty, the choice behind the spotlight. Redefining beauty, one face at a time.
Fellow Ugandans,
Today is a good day to draw up a new plan. So start something. Make your move and get in your groove. Do it for the gram. Do it for the culture. Be loud. Be extra. Be a thinker. A life eater. A Tusker light drinker. Start something. Turn on your light. Tusker light.
It's an extraordinary moment when everyone that matters is at the table. It's a collective voice for Ugandans with clarity as we deliver Uganda on January 15th. Uganda People's Defense Force, Uganda Prison Service, Uganda Police Force, and the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Join the national conversation as Spotlight UG lights up the relationship between security and maintaining human rights. This Sunday, 11th of January 2026 at 9:30 p.m.
Yes, NBS Igoko, NBS TV, Nange Adam Kongo. The countdown's on, tulonda lunaku kuna. Kitegeza nti tusigalenga tukumemile mu mbeera yonna. You have the right okulonda buli muntu gw'owetaaga ku bifo byonna ebirondebwako oba president, abaka ba parliament, local government. Choose any candidate of your choice kuba ddembe eryo ne wakati mu kulonda tusigalenga tukulembeza emirembe n'obukakamu. Uganda tuineemu tetusobola kufuna Uganda ndala. So osobola okulaga gwe kyowagira ng'olonda naye nga emirembe ogikuumira mu mbeera eyo olunaku olwaliro ku ssaawa 3:30 ku Spotlight UG ssaawa 3:30 ez'akawungeezi wano ku NBS TV. Atugenda kubeera n'aboogezi b'ebitongole ebikuuma ddembe okubeera nga baanukula ebibuuzo byo ku nteekateeka gye balina wakati mu kalulu ke tugendamu era nga tujja kuba n'omwogezi wa poliisi ya Uganda Rusoke Kituuma ssaawa 3:30 leero wano ku NBS TV. Si ye yekka tujja kuba ne Major General Henry Masco oyo ye Chief Political Commissar ow'eggye ly'eggwanga ate era tujja kuba ne Frank Baine oyo gola ku screen yo mwogezi wa kitongole ky'amakomera mu ggwanga ate tujja nakuba ne Colonel Chris Magezi akola ng'omwogezi w'eggye ly'eggwanga ssaawa 3:30 leero ku NBS TV. Gwalina ekibuuzo kyonna tandika kati genda ku mitimbagano okozese #SpotlightUG #SpotlightUG. Tujja kuba tubibawa buterevu nnyo bantukule ku nsonga ezekuusa ku byokwerinda wakati mu kalulu ke tugenda mu lunaku olwokuna. Honorable Munyagwa, yes, njagala tuwumbewumbe ku kalulu ke tugenda mu lunaku olwokuna ne message eri bannayuganda wamu ne ba actors ab'enjawulo. Just a minute twagala genda kollo.
You see, njagala bannayuganda one kakuume katumabeera otovaawo nyina birifu erowooza nti eyo project y'NRM. Omanyiza enupu enkola gyekola ebintu byayo byannema. Bulijjo tubadde tulonda abantu baffe ne babeera ku polling station. Ate mugenzi kutandikawo kidebate temuvaawo kakuume beerawo mayaka nga mulinga abakoze syndicate n'NRM tukatutabule mu kiwere.
Wali kigendera ky'okutabula?
Yes, bulijjo abantu ffe tubadde tubakunga. Besigya yalinga wano ng'abantu tubakunga tuba ne power 10 zaffe abantu n'okubeerawo polling station ne babeerawo. Kyadde kyetaaga kulangirira. Mwe temubaayo na kintu kyakyama. Kyolanze projects ezimu eza nuupu ngamba ze NRM yezibawa. Because kyadde kyetaagisa kulangirira. Lwaki totegeka tiimu zo nga bolabe yange power 10 nawe n'otegeka ezo guno ziweera instructions gende mulonde temuvaawo. Ebintu byaffe mubirangirira mu lwatu bannammwe ne babuuka eri katola abaleesa n'owamakomera oba akola ekimu byawululu kati owamakomera ate oba akola eki aba UPDF bamekizesoma nti baleeta babiri baleese chief political commissar ne baleeta ne so kikulaga nti oluusi zino projects NRM egenda ndereeta projects nezisa mu bibiina by'opposition okufuna justification oba ekyekwekwasa okukozesa eryanyi nesirabawo tuze tufuna obululu wano tebagana nko bantu kubeera around the polling station teri kibadde kireeta kukirangirira wache kunyiro ofuna muche byenjogera ofuna point ekintu kye batakugaanangako lwaki obadde okirangirira ekyo kyennyini nuupu kye badde okutambulira wansi nepangira wansi noteeka mu structures noziwa ebiragiro so ffe tugamba ba power 10 ffe tetuli bangi wetunaakuteeka nga oli wa power 10 beerawo toleeta kavuyo mubeere ku polling station abantu 10 bokka betwagala ku polling station temuvaawo muveewo ne DR forms ezo muzitwale mu coordinators.
DR form tujja kuziwa agent bw'oba olagira nga odeployinga tiimu zo agent yafuna kubanga yobe walonda
ate abagambye tebayingira mu kaguwa ka polling area agent olumukwasa DR form wano power 10 fe tumanyi tujjo jijjawo ate ekyo kyama kyaffe kitwekere mu power 10 yejja kubeera mu distance
ya mita abiri
ekyo kyama kyaffe bajja kubeera mu distance nga bali ba mirembe kati gwe agent kwasa power 10 DR form ogireke etwale DR form.
Mambu Kenya kigambo kye kisembayo
well wow Nsanyusa okufuna omukisa guno okuwa update ku nteekateeka zaffe ezisembayo ezitutwala mu kulonda. Bannaganja bakakasa nti nno twetegese kubanga
yes ngwena kulaliwo omwami yakubuza ku abantu abavudde mu lwokaano in fact yawadde ekyokulabirako kyawolukagana for example mu lwokaano taliimu naye already ballot papers ziri printed mugenda kitwitinga muti ekyo okusinzira ku tteeka.
Amateeka googera ku muntu engeri gyayingira mu lwokaano n'engeri gyavaamu mu lwokaano. Kati mu kuvaamu mu lwokaano oyinza okuvaamu ng'oyise ovaamu mu mateeka ogoberera amateeka. Waliwo abagiddwamu decisions za commission tuba walangiridde nti nno tebakyali ba candidates. Waliwo
kyatunulidde wali muwadde ballot paper nga bakyagibwamu
ate nga kwali
tetugenda kutomeza mulonzi yenna kuleeta candidate atakyali mu kalulu kuba nti nno tumukuwa omulonde. Bwe kiba nti waliwo station yonna oba okusalawo okunaaba nga kukoleddwa nga akakonge kamaze okukubibwa konge buno butwala ssente. Waliwo etteeka litugamba nti oyise ekirango n'okiyisa nti ono gundi takyali candidate. Omuntu asobola okuva mu lwokaano olwokubanga akakiiko kasazizaamu ekyekyaliwo. Waliwo n'abavudde mu lwokaano nga bawandiise ne bawandikira akakiiko ne bayita mu mitendera giragibwa mu mateeka ne bagimatiza bulungi nnyo. So tuteeka ekiwandiiko mu butongole ku buli polling station era ne presiding officer waba akuwa akakonga kugamba nti abadde candidate Bukenya takyali mu lwokaano temumulonda. Buli muntu anaamuwa akalulu kajja kuba kafu. Ako ke kamu ku bululu obubeera obufu singa okikola bwotyo. So abakoseddwa oba ebifo ebinaabaamu ensonga eyo bajja kuba basomesebwa ku nsonga eyo.
Kale webale atulaba ku NBS TV twagala programu eno ekyagenda mu maaso ku Afro Mobile but for now njagala kutwala Kololo. President w'eggwanga General Yoweri Museveni ali mu kusinkana ba Gen Z abali mu nteekateeka erya Unstoppable. Kololo mu kisaawe ka nkutwaleyo katulabe mukulembeze w'eggwanga General Museveni kasinkanya abantu abali mu kategori eyo naye ffe wano ku NBS Eagle atukyagenda mu maaso ku Afro Mobile wali awali NBS Live gwe mukutu kwe tuli tugenze e Kololo. Yes.
Outside the money economy must, through the government programs of PDM and Myoga, must join the money economy. I've been showing films of how that one has been done. Secondly, free education. Long ago, 97, we introduced free education. But the local elite refused to implement it because they don't care about the people. It is that one that causes so-called opposition, because those children who drop out of school feel marginalized and bitter. When I pick them up and put them in the skilling hub, they become very useful citizens. So we must unite in the coming government to deal with anybody who opposes free education in government schools. There must be free education in government schools without compromise. Because now we are conserving backwardness. Number three, the problem of drugs in the government health centers. You hear there are shortages of drugs in government centers. We don't know whether it is because of under-budgeting or because of stealing the drugs. That issue must be addressed. And then finally, the issue of corruption. Corruption in all these sectors. It is that corruption that annoys people. People get annoyed. Even within the NRM, when you hear there are disagreements, fighting, independence and so on, the starting point is the corruption within the primaries, the unfairness. That's what annoys people, and they start quarreling and fights.
Honorable Munyagwa, Mami Paul Kenya ne Mami Fred Mami tugenda kuba nokulo twatakane kumacha kusawa bili ezo kumacha kutoka ne jeno Scopia na Sako
Taban ko iba kabanza polling station
leo kama kamba
bakabira Kanaza maji chiko polling station
motivation. They're interested in the resources. And that's why we've heard from them over and over and over again. So this is about US dominance over Latin America. And so for them, it's actually more convenient to not have the instability of regime change, of putting someone like Maria Corina Machado into power, because she would preside over an incredibly unstable situation.
We're going to leave it there. Jose Luis Granado Ceja of Dropsite News, thank you so much for speaking with us here at the Listening Post today.
Thank you much for inviting me.
And finally, late last year, the U.S. Defense Secretary, or as he prefers to be known, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, rolled out a new press policy. It required journalists seeking access to the Pentagon to agree to a set of reporting conditions. No wonder most major news outlets, including ABC, CBS, NBC, and even Fox News, refused to sign up, resulting in their correspondents being locked out of military briefings. A few weeks later, when the administration carried out a brazen act of war in Venezuela, abducting its president, the only so-called journalists with access to the briefing room was a group of right-wing, Trump-friendly influencers. And as of this recording, the new Pentagon press corps has had only one official briefing that did not deal with much apart from attacking the legacy media for choosing to quote-unquote self-deport. And as far as we can tell, it has not produced any real news about the Venezuelan operation, just a flurry of online content that the president would consider meme-tastic, if not actually informative.
Always.
This is NBS Face Off, and my guest tonight is the Chief Political Commissar of the Uganda Police, Baldo Bamnoba. AIGP, many thanks for speaking to us this evening.
My pleasure being here.
Let's talk about police's readiness. In your strategic plans, what do you see readiness looking like as a Uganda Police?
Well, thanks very much for this moment. The readiness is all about the Uganda Police being ready in terms of deployments, in terms of personnel briefing, in terms of logistics, ensuring that the general elections 2026 are going to take place in a very crime-free environment, very enabling for all Ugandans to be able to exercise their right come 15th of January 2026.
What has improved or changed for the preparations of the elections from what your normal duties have been?
Well, apart from the normal duties, because policing is a day-to-day activity, this time around we have tightened in terms of personnel, briefings, in terms of training and inductions, in terms of sensitization on their roles and responsibilities, and in terms of equipment. We've beefed up the equipment. If you realize we've brought in new machines, new equipment, new vehicles, all these are in terms of preparations and some improvements as far as readiness is concerned to police the 2026 general elections.
Policing the 2026, I think by the law, there's deployment of constables around polling stations.
Yes.
How many of those have you deployed, and to what extent?
Remember, we have the forces that we had in Kabadia training. All those have been brought on the ground. That is 10,000 and so. But we also have each polling station having 2 polling constables and ensuring that they augment also the general forces that we have. That is the police, the UPDF, the prisons, and the UA. So all these put together are enough formidable force to be able to give us a credible election.
In terms of numbers, what are you looking at?
Well, I wouldn't go into the numbers, but be sure that we have the numbers on the ground.
Well, last time officers from the Uganda Police appeared before the budget committee, there were constraints in funding. Will that trickle down as an effect on the policing of the electoral process?
Well, by then we had issues of funding, but so far so good. The gaps have been filled, and we have what it takes to police the elections.
You talked about equipment.
Yeah.
Anyone viewing this would want to know, when you talk about equipment away from the vehicles, it might sound scary to the eyes of the viewer.
Yes, when I talk about the equipment, the vehicles inclusive, and then the other gadgets we need. You may want me to talk about the tear gas? Yes, we have in plenty. If it necessitates, we shall use it. But we have acquired all the state-of-art equipments, the anti-riot gears, and everything that it takes.
Why are you looking at this election as you're looking at it in a reaction form? You are prepared to react and not to guide.
I shouldn't call it reactionary, but we are just ready for any eventuality. We know that the election is going to be peaceful and it's going to go on well, but also we are saying, plan B, should there be anything that necessitates our reaction, certainly we shall react if the situation gets out of hand.
Okay, so as you prepare for the best electoral process, you're also preparing for the worst?
Oh, yes. was the case scenario.
Shouldn't that be as, I don't know, maybe option C or D? Option A, B, C should be in terms of guidance. What do we need to do to make sure that we do not get to the extent where we have to react as the Uganda police?
As the forces get to war, they are sure they are going to win and overcome the enemy. But also there's the other side to say, what if we are, weakened and we are taken for the ride? So we are saying we have been ready and we've been preparing and we are prepared. But we're also saying that should it necessitate, because you never know, anything can come up. We don't know how people will react. We don't know how the crowds will behave. We don't know how they react towards the results. Those who may be satisfied, those who may not be satisfied. All this we are putting into perspective.
Elections is not war.
It's not war.
The approach you're giving this is like you're going for war.
Human beings are unpredictable. And we are very certain that in our preparations, we cannot stand to say, all is fine. We have got to prepare for the worst, as I said, and be ready to react accordingly.
The reactions from the Uganda police and other sister security agencies have been not quite impressive in the last couple of weeks, I should say, from last year in December to January. What exactly could have gone wrong? Yet the polls, when they began, from the electoral process, the campaigns have been peaceful.
Yeah, we started actually perfect very well. And there were comments, the public was beginning to comment that is there any campaigns going on? Are the elections taking shape? And even to an extent of people saying that we don't see tear gas. So perhaps this provoked the candidates and their supporters to say, can we push in and see what comes out of the police? Maybe they saw the police was not ready and will not be able to handle. As the campaigns progressed, we saw some traits of, crowds getting out of hand. We saw some candidates, behaving contrary to the state guidelines by the Electoral Commission. And the police was pushed to react accordingly and ensure that we restore order and normalcy. And the way we responded, I think so far so good, and everything is set.
Maybe it's not the candidates, it is the police that wanted to prove a point.
Not really. Colonel, if you would watch the clips, you will see situations where the police was forced. You get a candidate who is not following the Electoral Commission guideline. They are set venues. He says, I'm not going to the venue. I want to be here. He comes and makes a standoff in the middle of the town, in the middle of the street. The traffic is at a standstill. So is that caused by the police? No.
What happened if you guided the candidate to do what is expected of him?
And that's
as opposed to blocking him and having to arrest more than 500 of his
The police didn't block. It guided. But when the situation gets out of hand and the guidance is not taken, the police has got to restore order by guiding the candidate and the supporters to give way and let business run as normal. You've brought the traffic at standstill, you've blocked all the roads, people have to go about their normal business. So the police had to step in and ensure that they clear the roads and the traffic can flow normally.
In your training, restoration of order, I don't know, you could guide here because I'm not a part of the police officers, but restoration of order in the clips shown on media looks like pepper spraying, deployment of canine unit dogs, and water cannons. That does not look like restoration of order. It makes the situation even worse.
Colonel, these are international standards. Use of canine, use of pepper sprays, use of tear gas, these are international standards. Would you want to see a bullet? Would you want to see lethal tools being used? No. We are using less lethal means to restore law and order. So when you use tear gas, when you use pepper spray, when you use a canine, this canine dog will not bite. It is meant to restrain. And so there is nothing out of the ordinary. These are international standards.
When you go behind the presidential candidate and you're water spraying everyone, including women who have put their businesses just on the sides of the road, that does not look like restoration of order.
We didn't go that extent. I don't see a situation where the police was using tear gas spraying the business program about their business. We made sure if there was to be, we concentrated on the actual team that was causing commotion. We don't remember dispersing the peaceful women. So
Did you know?
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, Dondolo.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Welcome to Radio Wala, Uganda's very first radio station made just for Indian diaspora and lovers of Indian culture. From timeless Bollywood classics to today's hottest hits. Vibrant festivals, mouth-watering stories, and heartfelt moments from our community. Listen exclusively on Afro Mobile, your cultural connection anytime, anywhere. Whether you're cooking, driving, or just relaxing, turn up the joy with Radio Wala, because here, every day is a celebration. Radio Wala, let's play.
Energy for winners.
Welcome to Vision for Africa High School, where your child's academic rigor meets excellent nurturing for quality education. With our safe, secure, conducive and engaging environment, bears adequate facilities like classrooms, dormitories, science and ICT laboratories, prestigious main hall, contemporary library, school bus, clinic, and a sports ground. Our curricula is inclusive and skill-based to boost sciences, arts, and extracurricular activities, promoting creativity, innovation, and talent. Vision for Africa High School will surely mold your child into a competent citizen. Born to win, our Father is the God.
Brought to you by
crisp, delicious apples crushed and blended to create a unique taste explosion.
Welcome to Bite and Sip with Tusker Cider, your weekly taste of Uganda's favorite dining spots, perfectly paired with the crisp refreshment of Tusker Cider. We're at Fairway Hotel Kampala, where East African hospitality meets global flavor.
Tonight's star, Fairway's Chicken Teriyaki. Tender chicken glazed in rich, glossy teriyaki sauce, served with fragrant rice and sautéed veggies. Sweet, savory, and simply irresistible. Then comes the perfect match, Tusker Cider. Its fruity crispness cuts through the soy sweet glaze, refreshing your palate and amplifying every flavor. Good food, great company, and the refreshing taste of Tusker Cider. The perfect pair for every bite. Grab yours today and make every bite better.
Brought to you by crisp, delicious apples crushed and blended to create a unique taste explosion.
Influence is more than followers, it's impact. At Next Influencer, we connect brands with the right voices through a thorough vetting and discovery process. We onboard influencers with hands-on workshops that build skills, unlock real opportunities, and fuel professional growth. Brands find the perfect match, influencers get dignified jobs, and audiences experience authentic stories. This is where influence becomes value. Next Influencer. Create, discover, connect, influence.
Today is a good day to draw up a new play. So start something. Make your move and get in your groove. Do it for the gram. Do it for the culture. Be loud. Be extra. Be a thinker. A life eater. A Tusker light drinker. Start something. Turn on your lights. Tusker lights.
Welcome back. You're watching NBS Face Off, and my guest tonight is AIGP Bolda Bamnoba, who is the Chief Political Commissar of the Uganda Police. There's controversy around the use of the national flag. We've seen officers of the police arrest and even sometimes have to get the flag off people as they're waving it. Where is the crime here?
Well, the national flag, as we may all note or need to know, is a national symbol. A symbol that symbolizes our unity, our pride, our oneness, and therefore it deserves that respect. A symbol that represents Ugandans, a symbol that represents a country, its pride, its oneness, its togetherness, and it is used anyhow. The challenge with it is the use, is the misuse. You find this national flag hanging on garbage skips, hanging on electric poles. Is that what it is supposed to be? If it is used correctly, there's nothing wrong with the use of the flag. And in cases where we've gotten it rightly used, the police is not concerned.
What is correctly?
Correctly is using it properly with the respect and the dignity it deserves. We don't want to see it, rolled in the ground. That's why when it is coming to rain, the flag is lowered to give it that respect. So we appeal to Ugandans to use the Ugandan flag correctly and rightly with the right respect and the dignity that it deserves when it represents Uganda as a country.
Are you afraid that it's being used in political campaigns? And how is that a problem? Because this is a campaign about leadership of the country.
It's not about being used in the political campaigns. We've seen the flag being used all over. So there wouldn't be any problem. There wouldn't be any problem with the flag being used on political campaigns. The challenge is how it is being used. And that's the matter that we are handling, but not the use on the political rallies.
I've seen people use the national flag as a fashion attire when they're using it in Nambole as Uganda Cranes is playing, or when they're using it on stage while dancing. I've not seen you come on to say this is inappropriate.
Donning a national flag is not a misuse. It's not an abuse. You are actually respecting it by putting it on your body, and we have no problem with that. But why would you display this flag on a toilet and we say it's all okay because you have a right to use the national flag? No. Donning it is not a problem.
I've seen the supporters of the National Unity Platform using it as a rallying point. Would you say that's inappropriate?
It's not inappropriate.
They've found it They've found it as a tool that brings them together.
It's not inappropriate, but when someone ties it on a vehicle at the back of the car with all the dust flowing on it, then we're saying that is too much, that is beyond. So that would be misuse.
The president carries the flag on his car in front. I don't think that that's insulating it from the dust.
Protocol-wise, that's what it is. And I don't think there is any other person who can carry the national flag other than the president and the diplomats. So there will be no problem with it.
Have you not, how come you've not prosecuted any people or taken them to court or jailed them for using the flag? But what you do, you just take the flag away from them.
In the enforcement of the law, it's not about taking them with a high-handedness to court. But the police deserves the right to caution. And in the spirit of handling Ugandans very well, we caution them to be pushed to the level of prosecuting. But if it necessitates, then prosecution can follow.
Your caution is a little bit harsh because away from taking the flag away from them, there's beating that follows that.
I think the beating would be beyond. There will be no need for beating. If the beating is done, then that is beyond. But otherwise, we only go a long way to ensure that we remove the flag and stop the disrespect that goes with it.
Let's talk about beating. Can we speak about the incident of the journalist from BBS that was assaulted just last week? Have you carried out any investigation into that matter as Uganda Police?
Well, the beating of the journalist, I should say that the police it was quite unfortunate, but we are handling that bit to know what happened, the circumstances, and then we shall be able to come up with a position on how he was beaten and the action to be taken.
Looks like JAT is above the law.
There is nobody, there is no institution above the law. The supreme law is the constitution, and JAT is an act of parliament by the Ugandan parliament. There is no it can be above the law.
Why is it extremely lethal when it comes to handling of crowds and civilians? It's like you're providing law and order and guidance as Uganda Police, but then JAT just comes in to destroy everything that you've put in place.
I think JAT as an institution is not doing that. It's individuals, and those individuals are dealt with accordingly. So let's not take a general rule that it is JAT. It is individual officers under JAT who are doing that. When you say an officer misbehaving, it's not Uganda Police. It's an officer of the Uganda Police. So that one can be dealt with as on a case-to-case basis.
Funded. This looks like a pattern. During Kawempe North by-election, you could see how JAT were handling the supporters of the National Unity Platform and how they were beaten during the campaigns, that small period of the campaigns. And then they return now in the elections and beating up journalists. The journalist was covered in a press jacket holding a camera. I'm wondering a week later how there's no conclusion on the matter in terms of investigation.
As I said, after the Kawempe incident, it was very unfortunate, but those officers were handled accordingly, and since then we have been moving on very well. Our officers have been trained, have been inducted, have been sensitized and cautioned against misuse of the law, but also mishandling the wananchi, of course journalists inclusive. I'm very certain that this time around, the journalists will have it very well, and we shall be moving on perfectly without any harassment. Be rest assured that officers are cautioned, and those who get out of the law have been handled. The rest shall flow very well.
Why do you handle them in the dark? Why do you handle them in private?
It's not in the dark. We handle them as per the established laws and the code of conduct.
But why is the tribunal that handles these officers not open to the public? Do you think that there is need for transparency and accountability, and the public should know?
These are institutional, administrative systems, so they are handled within the system. If they were open courts, it's open to the public, but these are institutional systems, so we handle them. But later we report to the public. The officer who assaulted a lady in a supermarket, we told you he was handled administratively, and from there he was even taken to the criminal court. So if we give you feedback, it's good enough of what has transpired.
Sometimes it takes comments online for you to act, and you come off reactionary. For example, the lady was assaulted in...
We don't act under pressure. We don't act because the public has commented. The guidelines are very clear. If an officer acts to the contrary, he's handled as per the established code of conduct. So we don't act under pressure because there are guidelines that guide any officer that acts contrary to the law.
Let's go back to the incident of the journalists. being assaulted during electoral campaigns. If it wasn't for the police that saved the journalist, I think he was going into a really bad situation, or even worse, that was really bad. But at what point do you invite and sister security agencies to assist you with policing?
To all the Ugandans listening and watching, and you currently, the issue of the sister agencies working with the police, very well know that one, it's the constitutional mandate, Article 212D. It says the police shall work with the civilian authority and the agencies as established by the law. So they are duly established and we work with them according to that. But then they are coming to work with us. One, it goes with the numbers. The international ratio of the police to the public is supposed to be 1:500. But in the case of Uganda, it's far, far beyond 1 to 1,200 and beyond. So we are saying the police cannot be sufficient. And so we call the sister forces to augment the police and ensure that we protect the Ugandans and be able to restore law and order. So that's why we have to call in the sister security agencies, the UPDF, the prison services, and the Uganda Wildlife Authority, so that they can work with us to restore law and order.
These sister security agencies are not trained to handle civilians. Sometimes they go above policing. Why don't you have units within all these sister security agencies trained to handle civilians? And I'll still give you an example of JAT and its actions.
All these security agencies are fully and well trained in areas of human rights, in areas of crowd control, in areas of public order management. It's a component in their training, be it in the military, be it in the prisons, be it elsewhere. So they are trained. And it's not the first time we are working with them. We've worked with them throughout. In the previous elections, in the big events like the Chogam, the NAM, we've worked with them very well.
Maybe that's why
they
the
are
issue
trained.
is. That's why the issue is that yours is policing them. For example, UA, it is concerned with the safety of the wildlife. Human beings are not wildlife. Prison services, it is dealing with suspects and those that are convicted. The military,
as I said, apart from their constitutional mandate, they are also tasked to perform other duties as assigned by the commander-in-chief. We are all under one command. So in their training, in as much as they are trained in other areas, say like you've said, UA, but they also have a component of human rights, as I said, of how they can deal with the public. Because at point X, even if you say, they deal with the animals in the parks, but don't they deal with people? They deal with people. So they have that component of how they can deal with human beings. And so we utilize that under that section to say, given that training, they can still work with us and bring about law and order. But we don't only stop at that. When we're going to deploy them, they are trained. Even by different organizations, human rights comes in to train. Electoral Commission, all these bodies come in to train all those that are going to participate in this important action, in this important occasion. So be rest assured that you know what to do. Those few who act outside the law, like any other institution, there will always be bad apples. They will always come in and we always find out dealing with them.
Let's take a break. When we return, Vote and Stay has become a campaign that sparked debate on everyone's lips. What exactly is police preparing in terms of a strategic plan on handling this particular one?
An extraordinary moment when everyone that matters is at the table. It's a collective voice for Ugandans with clarity as we deliver Uganda on January 15th. Uganda People's Defense Force, Uganda Prison Service, Uganda Police Force, and the Ministry of Internal Affairs join the national conversation as Spotlight UG lights up the relationship between security and maintaining human rights. This Sunday, 11th of January 2026 at 9:30 p.m.
Mortgage Relaxer Cream, brought to you by Africa's leading hair and skin experts. I get to wear my hair like I live my life. Movit Relaxer features a moisture-locking ingredient that protects your strands for strength, length, and lasting health, however you wear it. Curly, bouncy, or straight. Movit brings a dazzling brilliance to black hair. Keep moving, keep shining. Bring your hair gold to life and embrace the extraordinary version of you. Movit, all day confidence.
My name is Paul Jonathan Inwero. I'm the IT Business Development Manager for Future Technologies Limited. The entire project is about digital literacy, awareness, and trainings. So basically, we went to the communities to do different IT trainings to help the community understand the different trends of technology that is coming up and how best can they use it. One, to develop themselves. Two, to improve on their businesses. Three, to be much of self-awareness of the different trends that are rising up at the moment. Participants usually get super excited about being engaged and how they receive it very welcomingly. So the biggest impact is them that we used.
As of 2023, 10,050 business owners and staff were trained in different SMEs concerns. The Digital Skilling for SMEs program is driving economic growth and innovation by empowering small and medium-sized businesses with the digital skills they need to thrive in a competitive market.
Kids Shop Go Back to School and New Stock campaign is here. Are you looking for stylish, affordable kids wear? Look no further. At Fenty Kids, we've got a fantastic collection of shoes and bags to get your little one ready to go back to school in style and all on discounts. We have new stock for kids wear for ages 6 months to 16 years, all imported from Turkey, the UK, the US, China, and Dubai, ensuring the latest trends and top quality for your kids. Find us at TMT Atrium Building, Level 2 along Old Chila Road, Kampala. Fenty Kids, Kampala's finest kids boutique.
Whatever sport you enjoy, Sport Action on NBS Sport has you covered. Whether you want to support the Uganda Cranes or our netball team, golf or athletics, both domestic sporting events in Uganda and international sporting events in which Ugandans compete are the subjects of our attention. What are you still holding out for? Catch all the excitement on Sport Action by tuning to NBS Sport, brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Ugandan sports.
Imagine walking into a supermarket and you don't have to move anywhere else to get everything you need. Come to Chinatown Store, located at Lugogo Mall, for everything you need to shop for with convenience. The weekly shopping exclusive discounts will leave you shopping with a smile and smile your way into shopping for everything you need, ranging from furniture, electric appliances, kitchenware, general merchandise to women's cosmetics, suitcases, and so much more. Chinatown Superstore. Cheaper, satisfaction, quality.
Today is a good day to draw up a new plan. So start something. Make your move and get in your groove. Do it for the gram. Do it for the culture. Be loud. Be extra. Be a thinker. A life eater. A Tusker light drinker. Start something. Turn on your lights. Tusker lights.
You're
watching NBS Face Off. My guest tonight is AIGP Ubolda Bamnova, who is the Chief Political Commissar, discussing the readiness of the Uganda Police in the electoral process. A number of days are left until we go to the 15th of January when you cast your ballot. AIGP, the confusion around vote and stay or vote and leave. Many people are giving different guidances. What is the official position of the Uganda Police?
Thank you very much. The issue of vote and go away, the issue of Sigara, Karonde, Kakume, the Presidential Elections Act makes it very, very clear that a presidential candidate, any other aspirant, an MP, can personally stay at the polling station and witness what is going on about his, position. However, he can also have agents because he cannot be everywhere, who can also stay in his place, in her place, and be able to watch and protect his interests. So in this case, they are those who are empowered and allowed to stay within the polling area to protect the interests of any candidate. And those are the agents. In this case, we have two polling agents for the president and for the other elective positions. We have 8 presidential candidates times 2. Those are 16 agents at a polling station. We have 2 for each of the parliamentary, candidates. I don't know how many there will be in an area. So you have at most 50 people.
There's one like Mark in the East that has about 22 candidates.
You see? Times 2, plus the other 16 of the presidential candidates. Now, when you have these people in a squeezed area, most of these are taking place in urban areas, which are so squeezed. There is the 20 meters distance to say, when you're going to vote, be in 20 meters, so that the other person is able to exercise his or her right in secrecy. It means that if the place is squeezed, people may not be able to go beyond. To respect the itself can cause commotion. 2, we have, these are voters, bring them together. Don't you think there can be a backlash? This one says it's my candidate, don't say it's my candidate, another says it's my candidate. At the end of the day, you're having confusion. So the guidance is to avoid all this. Can people be away? Because they are the established agents who are doing this work on behalf of the candidates.
I hear you. Would you say that the law did not envision this?
Say, to avoid all this, yes. If there is ample space, why not? People can still stay. But I'm imagining the polling stations are opening at 7 in the morning, not so? They are closing at 4 and then they start the tallying. The person who has come from the morning up to all this time, the place is squeezed. It has no social amenities, no latrine, no place of convenience. Where are they going to go? Probably also solving a social problem, sanitation. All in all, I think if people can stay and respect the law, behave within the law without causing any commotion, so it will be there to do its work. The question is one, that should there be confusion, should they start arguing and causing commotion and failing the exercise, then security will have to step in and restore law and order. Otherwise, if people are not rowdy and they are, the agents are busy protecting the interests of their candidate,
they are free to stay.
Then they can stay. But our fear is this issue of the different parties all congregating together and the arguments start. It becomes a very bad situation. But other than that, as you've said, the law is very clear. 20 meters, they are away, the voting goes on.
There are places where you find that there are distractions, there's chaos. Ballot boxes are kicked. There's allegations of ballot stuffing. How does this happen under the watchful eye of the police? In your investigations and the past experiences?
Mr. Kennedy and all those watching, I'm assuring you that will not happen. The police and the other agencies have trained enough. We have gotten enough manpower nobody is going to cause commotion. No issue of kicking the ballot boxes, no issue of causing any disorder at the polling station.
Your assurance is
If
ideal.
it happens, we shall be there to handle and ensure that the voting goes on normally.
Your assurance is ideal, but what exactly happens on ground is different and sometimes guided by officers wearing a uniform like yours.
Any officer who acts the contrary contravenes the law and can be handled accordingly. But I'm certain that will not happen, and we've not seen officers participating in that. I'm not very sure that this time they're going to do that.
When they happen, you say we hold them accountable. Sometimes it's hard because their faces are masked. They don't have a name tag like yours. They put it off, and it becomes difficult. What do you do in such a situation?
We've guided officers. They don't have to do the masking. They have to wear their names as I'm wearing mine. So they have to be identified properly and clearly, because they are executing a lawful duty. So should any one of them get out of order, will be held liable. Those who may try to do it, one, will be dealt with accordingly, but also can be identified. Because we know those who were deployed, we have a deployment plan. Who has been deployed at which station? So we can be able to screen and know who this person was, who this officer was.
The ones that beat up the journalist a week ago were masked. And I think the reason why you do not have a conclusion on the investigations is because maybe also still as police struggling to identify them.
Well, I'm not the one handling the investigations. I'm sure they are ongoing, and we shall be able to come out and tell the public on what has transpired and action taken. They cannot hide from the law. They will be got and dealt with accordingly.
You as Uganda police have not come out to issue a statement to condemn or even give us procedurally guidelines to that particular incident.
I'm here condemning the act. We cannot say the act was good. And our PRO has always come out. The IGP has always made it very clear that any officer, there's no officer who's above the law, must flow according to the law. Whoever acts contrarily can be dealt with accordingly. So I am condemning the act of the officers acting contrarily, and whoever is doing it and is going to do it should be able to face the law.
Give clarity and guidance around the powers of the RDCs. They become almost the leaders of security in each and every district. That's because they chair the security committees on the district. What is the role of the RDCs in the electoral process, and should they be partisan?
The RDCs, as you know, they are representatives of the president in the areas of jurisdiction, but also they are the heads of security. So they chair the district or the city security committees, where you have the DPC, you have the DSO, you have the other members of the committee. So by that fact, they participate in security matters, and so they guide on what should be done. However, they are also not above the law. Like the police officer is not above the law, an RDC cannot be. So he's supposed to behave, rightly and respect the law as it is established. So if any RDC acts outside the law can still deal with him or her decisively. We've seen RDCs being, taken to court. You remember instances like, I think the RDC of Ginger by then and others have been sanctioned.
Speaking campaign openly for NRM and all that. The guidance here for them seems to be unclear.
Well, where they have their leadership, I wouldn't want to speak for the RDCs, but all I know is that they are supposed to act within the limits of the law. And if they are out of the law, they are acting contrary to the law.
You can't say for you as Uganda police, you're going to step aside and wait for the leadership of the RDCs to act.
No.
You're supposed to enforce the law.
We cannot do that because, one, the police is the lead agency in all this. So even if the RDC is the head of security, the police stands out as the lead agency. The RDC can advise, can guide, but the ultimate, action remains with the Uganda police. Two is that as the police acts, as the police works, it doesn't work in isolation. We have other, as I said, sister agencies. We have other partners, the CSOs, the media like you. So work with the different parties and partners whom we cannot isolate. But the police ultimately takes the responsibility of ensuring they deliver a credible and crime-free election.
NBS Face Off takes a break. We'll return in a bit.
an extraordinary moment when everyone that matters is at the table. It's a collective voice for Ugandans with clarity as we deliver Uganda on January 15th. Uganda People's Defense Force, Uganda Prison Service, Uganda Police Force and the Ministry of Internal Affairs join the national conversation as Spotlight UG lights up the relationship between security and maintaining human rights. This Sunday, 11th of January 2026 at 9:30 p.m. 2026 is calling and your voters are watching, listening, scrolling and streaming. Ready to lead? Then it's time to be seen, heard and remembered. Next Media is your campaign partner. From TV to radio, digital to mobile, even influencer power. We get your message everywhere. Whether you're running for MP or local council, it's your time, your voice, your victory. Book your space now with us on 0761 001 890.
'Edduka ng'ekizungirizi n'amazima galina okutambulira ku sipiidi eya waggulu y'ensonga lwaki tukutuusa akanooli agataliimu kyekubiira okuva mu bitundu by'eggwanga eby'enjawulo. Zainab Namusazi Ssenyindo, NBS, always.
Live, balanced, always. NBS, the Political Command Center. It's an extraordinary moment when everyone that matters is at the table. It's a collective voice for Ugandans with clarity as we deliver Uganda on January 15th. Uganda People's Defense Force, Uganda Prison Service, Uganda Police Force and the Ministry of Internal Affairs join the national conversation as Spotlight UG lights up the relationship between security and maintaining human rights. This Sunday, 11th of January 2026 at 9:30 p.m.
Watching NBS Face Off, and my guest tonight is AIGP Boulder Bamnoba, who is the Chief Political Commissar of the Uganda Police. The voting is done by 4 p.m. and ballot counting begins. But even this data has to be transmitted to the National Tally Center, and that includes protection and also transportation of the ballot boxes. What exactly takes place in there? Because sometimes you wait for data from a certain polling station and cannot be seen, and then you wonder it's just 20 kilometers or 10 kilometers away from the headquarters of the Electoral Commission. What exactly happens in between?
Well, currently what you're asking me now should be for the Electoral Commission. However, as security, as you rightly said, by 4 p.m. the voting stops, except for those who are already in the line, because the presiding officer is supposed, or security officer is supposed to stand behind the very last person by the time it has clocked 4. So that those people who are in the line can duly vote, and after the voting, after the last person has voted, the tallying now starts, and this is why the agents are necessary. And that's why we are saying, why should we have crowds at the polling station? Imagine now they are tallying and reading the results. It's the work of the agents. If you have a confusion of the people around, the agent may not even be able to follow. So we are saying, as the tallying starts, let's give ample room to the agents to be able to listen in and count the votes of their candidates. Then the 20 meters can come into play. People are in the 20 meters. They are not interrupting the session that is ongoing. Remember, police is entrusted with keeping law and order and security and ensuring that the tallying exercise goes on uninterrupted so that we can be able to get credible results. So if there is any disturbance, if there is any kind of, interference, security comes in to ensure that the tallying goes on properly and the results are escorted to the National Tally Center and they are duly announced.
Escorted by police, of course. But how have you trained your officers to make sure that, one, that they're not taken advantage of, but two, not bribed to be used?
The officers have been duly briefed. One, not to be compromised. Should an officer accept to be compromised? One, the agents are watching. This is not done in isolation. It's not done in the dark. They'll be able to see. So there is no any officer who should be accepting to be compromised. His work is to escort, deliver, and hand over to Electoral Commission. So we don't see that happening. And we've not seen instances where officers are being corrupted or are being compromised. So this, they know it very well. We've sensitized them, we've trained them, and told them the implications. This has been done by us, the police leadership, but also the Electoral Commission, to ensure that there is no alteration, there is no any tampering with the results by a police officer. So our work is basically to ensure there is security and the results are duly delivered to the tally center.
Are there mistakes you regret having done during this electoral process before we get to the polls themselves?
Well, admittedly, in any exercise, there are always some flaws, there will always be some mistakes. Instances where we've seen officers, being provoked and getting out of their skins. It's regrettable that however much an officer is provoked, he's supposed to remain professional, he's supposed to remain steadfast and not to be swayed. Because we are trained to withstand provocation, to be professional and stand upright. So we regret those instances where officers have been provoked and acted out of their way. That is regrettable. We regret instances where maybe they have acted, with extra force, without restraint. Yeah, we've seen those instances and they're regrettable.
I've seen NUP presidential candidate Robert Kyagulanyi moving to campaign rallies, and he's escorted by hundreds of cars of the Uganda police. What message are you sending out there when you do this?
As I told you.
What happens if you just let him go free?
No. We are executing our mandate. And according to the Electoral Commission laws and guidelines, any presidential candidate is supposed to have security. Oh, you know that very well.
Yeah, but the one
and actually,
this is excess.
All the presidential candidates have guards, personal bodyguards, and 2 security cars, or even more, to escort them.
Except that these are anti-riot police. They are wearing field force units.
These are our gadgets. They are meant to keep law and order. And there is no way we can fail to employ. Why do we have them? These gadgets were bought by Ugandans, by the taxpayers' money.
You're creating tension, which is unnecessary. So a presidential candidate arrives at a rally and the deployment of police trucks and officers holding guns creates tension.
There is nothing unusual about it. The police deployment is necessary and normal. One, to prevent, to deter, there would have been a bad occurrence. 2, to remain on standby and ensure there is nothing that has happened. Any presidential candidate, if anything happened, the police would have failed on its mandate. So we have the shot we deploy to the teeth so that we don't give any room for anything to happen. So there's nothing extraordinary about the deployments, and there's so many security and the cars around the presidential candidate.
You could be executed.
We have seen them around the President himself as a candidate. Why are we not questioning that? So why is it so unusual with other candidates?
You could be executing your duty.
Yes.
But on the other side, creating unnecessary tension. The Ugandans who want to come to the campaign rallies and who want to associate with the candidates. So I'm
sending a message to the Ugandans. I'm reassuring them. They have nothing to fear. The security is for their own good. We've seen, in those rallies, people being assaulted, people being beaten, being overrun by cars. If security is not there, who is going to respond? So I'm giving them the assurance that when they see this security, it is for their own good and there should be nothing to fear.
In instances where people have beaten others, one political party supporters beat other people from another political party, police has been there and has done nothing.
We have handled them. You remember those who were arrested in Mbarara? You know the havoc they had caused. We arrested them. So police has responded.
So you are applying the law selectively because those that were holding sticks and beating up NUP supporters in Churhura were not arrested, and we've never had.
We arrested whoever acted,
How many do you arrest in Churukura?
Pardon?
How many do you arrest in?
No, I don't have the numbers offhand, but we made arrests and action was taken.
The message out there sent by Uganda police to the people of the public is that there's favoritism, especially on the side of the NRM. As long as someone is wearing a yellow shirt, they'll be guided. Even the processions that happen in Mbara, led by leaders of parliament, and yet you said processions are not permitted.
It's not true. Police is not partisan, is not selective. We apply the law generally, and whoever is caught in between the law is handled case by case, not looking at the party, not looking at the color. So the police is not partisan. It handles case as it comes.
As we conclude this conversation, what assurance should the public have from you as Uganda police on handling this election?
I'm getting out to all the Ugandans outside there. One, to thank you for the calmness, for your participation so far in the campaign rallies that we've held, and all the activities, the registrations and everything. So far, so good. And we are saying, maintain. Where things have not gone well, there is still room for improvement. We are still counting 5, 6 days and so. Cautioning that whatever mistakes that were made, let's correct them and respect the law, move within the law, turn out, go to the polling stations, vote the candidates of our choice, and wait for the results peacefully. The assurance is that the police has trained, deployed extensively, strategically, across the corners of this country and on all polling stations with enough security from the Uganda Police as the lead agency and the sister security agencies, the UPDF, the Uganda Prison Service and UA, and the election polling constables. This is to reassure you that there is enough security to be able to handle any situation that may arise. But also, to take you back and say, this is not the first election Uganda is handling and Uganda Police is in charge. In the past we've handled, I'm very sure that this time around we shall handle even better, given the level of preparedness and alertness that our officers are exhibiting.
IGP Bamnova, many thanks for spending time and speak to us.
Thank you.
This has been NBS Face Off. Till next Sunday, good evening.
NBS. Always. An extraordinary moment.